BS3 Network.
Bring back that beat, DJ Licious.
Yes.
I almost thought you forgot for a minute. Like you one of them pastors to be moving their stuff around with it.
You looking for Acts?
You know, I want to thank Sister
Looking for
Jenkins
Acts
for
chapter
the,
Turn with me, if you will, to
thank
First
Sister Jenkins
Corinthians.
for the pumpkin pie last week. Thank you for that.
Like Trump said, 2 Thessalonians.
2 Thessalonians. I'm like
2 Corinthians, yeah.
2 Corinthians, man. Really?
This guy.
I love 2 Corinthians. Great.
Wonderful.
It's the best verse, best scripture of all time.
Sound like concubines.
One of my favorites.
I love it. Classic.
Big ocean water.
It's up there with Bush. 3 words. Made in America. he said, I was like, wait a minute. He said 2 words and he said 3. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, which one? Which one you trying to say?
I was like, what?
Yeah.
Oh man.
All right, folks, back again with another great show with the Fourcast. What we do, review movies, films, documentaries a completely different way, 4 different perspectives. And we do Black cinema, Black films, just to show some love to them and to give them that publicity that they deserve. And tonight we got we got a juicy one tonight. Chris Rock just released, and this is the first ever live stand-up or live anything on Netflix. And he released it last week. It was live. It is available now for everybody to watch it. But it's called Selective Outrage, which we're going to get into tonight. And we're gonna do our thing. Obviously, we're gonna tap into it, give you different perspectives. Plug perspectives on Thursdays at 8:30. It is hilarious. You got to tune in, BSU Network. But
yeah, and let me just interrupt you, Ben, for a second. And what I want to do is for our audience, our viewers, we want to start getting more involved into some of the film festivals, not only as a network but as a show. Okay.
Yeah.
So, if you know of Black film festivals, any film festival really, but Black film festivals, indie film festivals, that sort of thing, kind of keep us hip to it, because we want to start partnering with some of the production companies and the studios and things of that nature. If we can get to a point to where we can start getting some stuff pre-release, that kind of stuff, we want to do that as well. So if you got any suggestions, if you know anybody in any of these that's connected to these film festivals and stuff like that, just let us know, because we're trying to make a move in that arena as a network and as a show.
Definitely. All right, so initial thoughts. We're gonna go to A-Trap first.
Hey, what was going to be last?
Go to you last?
Yeah. No.
You want to go to you first? Okay. All right. We can go to Wilkes first then.
Please.
Chris Rock, Selective Outrage.
I didn't really. I don't know. Yeah, Chris Rock just being Chris Rock to me. I mean, you're gonna get what you get. He's gonna make those faces. He's gonna have those shuck and jive eyeballs stuck out, But I, for what it was, I felt like it was just, I'm upset, and I need to get these jokes out. Some of them gonna be true. They're gonna be half true. They're gonna be exaggerated. But I think Chris Rock did Chris Rock. I think, and at that moment, I mean, he definitely wanted to, kind of take a different avenue with the Selective Outrage and the issue with Will Smith. But yeah, I enjoyed watching it. I didn't catch it live though, by the way, so it may be a different experience.
Oh, by the way, it's been edited.
It has, which we will definitely talk about that.
Yeah, that's what Ben was telling me at work. Yes. What Ben was telling me.
At the J-O-B. I got me a J-O-B. All right, Doc.
Yeah, well, let me go ahead and just give this little description that they give of it. If you were to Google it. Chris Rock delivers an electric stand-up set on non-racist yoga pants, spoiling his kids, the Kardashians, and his thoughts on the Will Smith fiasco. This was released on March the 4th. And my initial thoughts, I could have done without it.
Whoa. You could have done without it?
It's Chris Rock. It's typical Chris. I mean,
I could have done without it. I didn't see anything special, to be perfectly honest with you.
That's the audience, not me. That's not me.
I didn't see anything special, really. You know, and I would consider myself a Chris Rock fan. You know, not in the same sense that I'm a Lavelle Crawford fan, an Earthquake fan, an Eddie Murphy fan, a Richard Pryor fan, an Ali Sadiq fan. I'm not one of those kind of fans, but I'm a fan. I'm not a Chris Rock hater, but I mean, he got a couple of chuckles out of me. And I thought, considering the time that we've waited, the payoff wasn't there, man. And for you to wait to the last 10 minutes of the show to get to it.
Yeah.
I thought the other, let's say 40, 50 minutes of time before we got there just wasn't that great. I mean, talking about yoga pants wasn't funny. Spoiling his kid. I didn't think anything was really new. We're still talking about the Kardashians, really?
Yeah.
Still?
Well, they still relevant. And they still taking black.
And the shit's still not funny. And the shit's still I mean, this joke has been told 1,000 times about the Kardashians. That's not new material.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
And he didn't tell it in a new way either. At least give me a new delivery.
Yeah, right. Well, that's the thing about Chris Rock. He's going to give you Chris Rock. That's why I was like, that's why I said I didn't even know he had a special until somebody sent me that clip where the last 2 minutes was a shot at Jada and Will Smith. But
all right, I'll say this. I thought the special, the way he did it, I thought was genius marketing. Because obviously you want to hear Will Smith. So he made you watch the entire thing.
Yeah.
And it's the first live event. I mean, I thought he killed it. I thought even though it was some old and new stuff, I think it's the delivery and how you deliver it. And I feel like Chris Rock killed it. It was another funny special.
It was tense for me. I even felt tense for the audience. It's like they were. If you go back and watch the first 20 minutes or so, it was barely even laughter in the audience. It was just it was uncomfortable.
But see, that's what I'm saying. I think that's just Chris Rock. I think even when he had the HBO specials back in the day, I mean, he's gonna be that guy, and he's gonna give you what he gives you. I mean, even when he was on SNL, he's gonna just have that lane that he's in. Even though he's big as hell. I mean, everybody knows him. I mean, like I said, I think he's got his own arena. I think he's got his own lane. Even though he runs with the big dogs, but
yeah. I'm glad you disagree, dog. This can make this conversation a lot interesting.
Yeah.
All right, A-Trap.
No, it's not.
No.
Yeah, I really don't think so.
This was horrible. This was mediocre. It shows you how comedy has gone straight down the tubes. I actually did this one time. Once the entire special.
See,
that wasn't even a full laugh.
Wait a minute. Don't gloss over that genius right there, A-Trap. A-Trap said, I did this one time.
I did. I watched it twice. I was like,
and
man.
It was probably the part where he said Chris Rock was in the corn and Pootie Tang.
Yeah, and let me just let me just remind let me just say this: we talk about A-Trap's lane, right? There's some documentaries and stuff like that that we know we're gonna go to A-Trap on, right? Like this gonna be his shit. Well, I think he's got a lane in comedy too, right? He's well versed at that. I probably attend more live comedy shows than anybody in here.
Yeah.
And I'm not that kind of dude. I hate when somebody goes to a comedy show and goes, make me laugh. I'm not that dude. I'm really not. I'm going to help you. Like, I'm going to burn me one before I get there. I'm going to make it easy on you to make me laugh because I want to laugh. And this shit was just uncomfortable, man. Go get him,
It was uncomfortable. It just wasn't funny. I mean,
well, that's why, because I felt bad for him. Shit.
And when I watched it the second time, I realized why it wasn't funny. You know, a lot of people, y'all know one of my lanes is hip hop.
Yeah.
And people have been dissing Drake for 10 years, saying he's not as great as y'all say he is because he has ghostwriters. Chris Rock has a ghostwriter. His name is Mario Joyner. Mario Joyner's name was nowhere on this. And if people don't know if you guys don't know who Mario Joyner is, like when we've laughed and kidded about Pootie Tang, Mario Joyner is the guy in Pootie Tang. When Chris Rock would say something, he would repeat it. He would like, man, it's cold outside there. Mario Joyner go, it's kind of chilly too. That's Mario Joyner. Mario Joyner is a dark-skinned, bald guy who's with Chris Rock all the time. And it shows, it said written and performed by Chris Rock. That's why this wasn't as funny as it used to be. Bring the Pain, Bring the Pain, and the other one, those were co-written by Mario Joyner and Wanda Sykes.
I like those much better.
He's collaborated. Yeah. I mean, and it's not, I have absolutely positively no issue with a ghostwriter in comedy because our favorite, Richard Pryor, had Paul Mooney. He had Marshall Warfield. He had Sandra Bernhard. He had a bunch of people helping him cultivate his jokes. The delivery and presentation was Richard, but some of the jokes came from other people.
Yeah.
Comedy is one of my favorite things. You know, comedy. My mom used to have all the Richard Pryor albums. I used to listen to George Carlin. What's his name? Frank Heddenberg, Larry Miller. I mean, comedy is my thing. Chris Rock flat out stunk at this, and it's a word I hate using. But the C word, he was kind of C-wording. I'm not going to say that word, but he was kind of C-wording on that. And I don't like the way he plays.
You need me to say that word?
You can say it, but I don't say it. I would prefer that you don't, Wilkes, because I don't like when the C word is equal to the N word to me.
Oh, all right. I'm just saying that.
Well, yeah. But
how was he though? How was he?
Chris, honestly, I'm sorry, H-Ray, go ahead.
Go. No.
I was just gonna say I never really felt he was all really that funny. He just kind of yelled a lot and gave you that hey massa look. But he's
How much gonna give for $3?
He's important. He's iconic. He's been in movies and voiceovers or whatever. But I just felt like, to me, and I keep saying it because I remember this same Chris Rock when I was growing. It's like he's just Chris Rock.
You know who he is? Let me tell you who he is for real. He's Eddie Murphy's friend. That's what he is. He is not one of the legendary people in comedy.
Right.
He's not funnier than Larry Miller. He's not Robert Schimmel. I can name y'all 10 dudes.
No, that's why I said
that he's not funnier than Chris Rock is Eddie Murphy's homie. Chris Rock has never made a quality movie. He has 2 very good stand-ups, Bring the Pain, and I forget the other one.
See, even then, I didn't watch him like that. That's why I said
you didn't like
it was like, oh, it's Chris Rock, and then I kind
of I think it was dope the way he was doing it all over the world. You know, he was in England, he was in Africa, he was in Illinois. I'm trying to say Illinois. He's in America. I thought that was dope. Yeah. But
you didn't like his previous stand-up? I think that was.
I liked when he was in Colorado, when he had Colorado CR with the Colorado, and I like Bring the Pain after that. And then he can stop talking.
Yeah. And now
his best work is that and Pookie.
Wow. Yeah. Let's get to some comments here real quick. We got Blue Streak in the building. Good evening. Thank you for tuning in. We got my man KC Ingram in the building. Thank you for tuning in. Click the StreamYard.com/Facebook just so we can see who you are. But I'm looking at it so I can see that you're there. Pastor Dodd in the building. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate that. CJ Boyd in the building. Make sure to check out his YouTube channel. Doing a really good job.
Give me that protein chart, man.
He said, I gotta say, I'm with you, Doc. Says Theodore. CJ, I haven't seen it yet, so I'm actually curious how was it. I actually have heard it wasn't worth it. Watch it for yourself. I heard a lot of people say you had us away all this time for this. This is the response I'm getting.
He could have
And
did
a lot
this
of
the
people
next day. It wouldn't have been funny.
A lot of people said
Right.
he sounded like an angry old man too, like he was just ranting, which he was.
I mean, he was, and especially toward the end, you could see it on his face. But it was just like I said. I keep repeating it. It's just Chris Rock to me. I never like was just, oh man, it's Chris Rock. You know, like I just, it's Chris Rock. You know, and then whatever.
And
I think and I have to say this. I think he got popular with a white audience. I felt like white people were hugely in love with Chris Rock. Now that could be just me, but he has a. I mean,
okay, here's the controversial statement of the night. The same reason why he's slappable by Will Smith is the same reason he got popular with white folks. He's the safe nigga. You understand what I'm saying?
I think he is. Yeah, I think he is a safe nigga. Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah. Oh well, I'm gonna say you
ain't got to worry about it. You can invite him to dinner.
Yeah.
And he ain't gonna drink up all the fucking Hennessy.
But didn't he play in the comedy like that? The one that was like coming to dinner? Didn't he play in one of those? It was something like that.
Something like that, yeah. I think I hate my wife or something.
Yeah, I think. Dude, he got really popular with the white.
And again,
everybody hates Chris.
I'll give him that.
But again, I think he got like white people love
But did he? What was the to A-Trap's point? What was the writing situation there? I'm willing to bet he had a team of writers.
Oh, I'm
as
sure.
Opposed to trying to do it
Yeah,
I mean, it was maybe, but it was his life, so it's not like it was, like something that was made up.
Yeah.
Let me get to this comment. And comedy is subjective. I saw many folks say it was funny. I enjoy his entertainment, but he is not my go-to comedian like Dave.
I don't think he's
D Great, thank you for tuning in. Just Joe.
It's like if I got Chris Rock, I knew who I was getting.
The greatest says have to watch it again, but he looked really uncomfortable and he looked off. But I heard that the show was chopped up. It was because I watched the live version, and it did either there was parts taken out or added, I don't know, but it was something different. I couldn't tell, but the end joke, he did fumble that because in the actual live, he said emancipation, and I was like, hold on, that just came out, and then he said, oh, I messed it up, and then he said concussion. So yeah, for me, that was the only part that he fumbled. I mean, he did his set.
Yeah, but I think he said it. The comment said it right when he said he looked uncomfortable because again that's what I kept coming away with, and that he looked off. It didn't look natural. It didn't look organic. It looked forced. It looked I'm trying too hard. Yeah.
To CJ's point, and I could be wrong, and CJ can correct me, but it's just kind of like he said, he's got a distinctive voice in his delivery. He was the zebra in Madagascar. He's been on The Simpsons with that same voice. And like he said, I think and once again, I think that's just what you're gonna get. That's Chris Rock. That's just who he is. I mean, just like Andrew Dice Clay, man, you're gonna get that style is his delivery. That's just what he was known for. So
y'all agree with this comment from CJ? He's an amazing producer and writer, but as far as jokes, man,
that's what I said. He's just Chris Rock.
Some of his best work is Everybody Hates Chris. I agree. I think we can
all of his best work.
Only.
Very delicious. Thank you for tuning in. Pootie Tang was his best work.
We got one person in life. You know what? I ain't gonna lie. I can't front. I'm one of the few people on earth that enjoyed CB4.
That was a good movie. That was all right.
Because like Pootie Tang, he was predicting the future.
Right.
The realist, aka Kilolo, aka Keisha, aka 1/3 of Perspective. Thank you for tuning in. I'm ashamed to say
we ain't saying K-rap no more. We not saying that at all.
Nah.
Oh.
Just going by what you said.
Is that on hold for a minute? I mean,
a comment for the back chat. Sound like a comment. Sound like a conversation for after the show.
Oh,
Okay.
I know you're gonna dig this.
Oh no, my brother, you got to buy
You
your
gotta
own.
get your own.
I'm ashamed to say it, but actually, I feel like Kevin Hart has surpassed Chris Rock as far as comedy. I wouldn't go that far.
No, I would.
I
would, and I'm not
No,
even.
that's
Hey,
no.
and for the record, I'm not a Kevin Hart. I'm more of a Chris Rock fan than I am a Kevin Hart fan.
I'd have
But I'm
to say
telling
that.
you, I'd much rather go see a Kevin Hart show than a Chris Rock show. Period.
Yeah, it's true.
It ain't even fucking close.
I don't know if he surpassed him. That's like having
I can't
ingrown
do
hair
it.
on your coochie lips.
God, dog.
What's up?
There he goes again. What?
What's up? What's going on? I don't understand what's happening.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a thing that exists. I mean,
I'm not a Kevin Hart fan, but I'm telling you, man.
Chat, jump in on that. Jump in on that. Give us your thoughts. Do y'all think Kevin Hart has surpassed Chris Rock? He looks medicated. Wow. Chris Rock has made me laugh more as being the damn zebra from Madagascar than his actual comedy specials.
Right.
Yeah, it's like that because it's like he could be a character and be animated. All like he's just one of those guys. Like they're gonna draw him goofy. They're gonna have him. I mean, that's his thing. It's that delivery.
Yeah, it's his delivery and
the way he just looks.
His tone.
I mean, yeah. It's like when they make fun of Mike Tyson.
But at some point, the information, the content has to be funny. And the content,
I think he's funny. What make. I think
the
it's just him. Like CJ was saying, I think it's just him that makes it funny because he's got the look, he's got the square head.
He falls short.
I mean,
all right, Chris Crispin. We got Big Illy, Big Illinois in the building with the khakis and the brown polo and the ivy.
Got that gun range.
There it is, everyone. There it is. Nope.
Okay.
You ain't got the sound drop.
Nah, I don't. I should have. Wish I would have had that one. Wish I would have had that. He told me, what you talking about? Hey,
the truth. This happens. It exists. I mean, I've seen some nights. Right?
He just wasn't funny. Nor is Kevin Hart. Yeah.
See,
argue with you there.
That's it.
That goes back to style because Kevin Hart is talking real loud and storytelling.
Because that's Kevin Hart. Like I mean, most comedians look at oh gosh, I can't think of his name that died a few years ago. He was on the Cosby Show and he was the bird in Aladdin. But that guy, I mean, the way he talked, he just that high pitch. That's what's what's that guy's name? Oh gosh, he talked really like
Gilbert Gottfried.
Gilbert Gottfried, yeah, that's
rest in peace.
His thing. That's Chris Rock. Like if he did anything else, I wouldn't believe it because he's not being that Gilbert Gottfried. He's not. Gary Shandling had that thing. Gary Shandling was like, that's just who they are, what they do.
Yeah. Now I'll give you that. I'll give you that, William Harper. I do think at this point in time, yes, Kevin Hart is better as of today. If you want to look at the whole catalog, I can't do it. Kevin Hart hollers.
I mean, I'm willing to bet. But you put are we going to put numbers on this? Because I'm willing to bet if you put the numbers up in terms of how many tickets Kevin Hart selling versus how many Chris Rock is selling, and I bet you it ain't close.
And they went on tour last year together. The East Coast.
I'm looking at longevity, how long they've been in the comedy game, and Chris Rock's been in it longer.
You know, I mean, hey,
Chris Rock
I'm not going to compare my longevity to Wilkes, and I've been on the planet 10 years ago.
Right?
That's not a fair fight.
Yes,
but Kevin Hart's got to have. I think he'll get there, but I don't think he's there. I'm not gonna say all time.
I think Kevin Hart's in that. He's in that Snoop Dogg lane. He's in everything. He's doing everything. He's well known. He's popular. They want him for everything. They want him for voiceovers.
He's safe too for white folks.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what they like.
Now, what I will say though is that Chris Rock is respected by the other comedians. Like Dave Chappelle respects Chris Rock.
Absolutely.
But that don't make a nigga funny.
Right. Right.
Kevin Hart jokes are a lot more up to date and more exciting. I'll give you that. I liked Kevin Hart before he was whitewashed.
See, that's what I'm saying. I think he is just one of those safe people that he's in between both aisles. But I'm telling you, just growing up and watching him on SNL, he is white people safe. That's just what he is.
Yeah, and I'll admit I didn't watch a lot of back when he was on SNL. I wasn't watching. I wasn't watching a lot of Saturday Night Live.
Before my time. Big Illinois, it says Brother Chris, like the deacon.
You know,
exactly.
I don't have any issue with him. I just like, it's just what he. It's Chris Rock.
Ready Kev in the building. And I was telling
we need to turn A-Trap back and loose on his ass. Hey, go and get him, H.
Hey, man. I said it, man. The man whack. I mean, let's keep it whack. It ain't a whole lot to say, man. This was whack. That was whack. The man was legit.
Yeah, whenever the best thing you got to say about a stand-up is his clothes, nigga, that's a problem. You know, I like this outfit. I give you that.
Yeah, but
the chain he had on was the love symbol from Prince. Did y'all notice that?
Yep.
He always wears that.
Golden.
Okay, that's the best I can give you, bro.
Now look, hold on. When he did the Meghan Markle whole thing, I don't think that was funny at all.
No,
when he did, you could have a Steph or a Draymond, baby. I think that was funny.
I'm just saying. Like I said, that's what I'm saying.
That was one of my small little chuckles.
Okay.
If his
dad was trans, y'all didn't think that was funny?
Mm-hmm.
He's got some chuckles in there, but it's Chris Rock. Like, you're not gonna get anything else. Like, that's it.
It was hot.
I don't know.
Oh, matter of fact, I wish I could show y'all this. Let me see if I can get this to show up. Bear with me a second. You see that one right there? Look right below the word checking. What do you see? H-Rap hates this. You see it, H?
Yeah.
I knew it. Because I hated the shit, and I said H-Rap hates this. Yeah. You know, hey, Wilkes, remember last week we were talking about one of the great things about doing this is we're thinking what other people going to the other one to do.
I say what
I wrote it down. I said H-Rap hates this shit because I hate it.
I honestly thought A-Trap would have liked it.
And see, I didn't. And for me, it was neutral because, like I said, I grew up with Chris Rock being animated, Chris Rock being in some weird comedy. Chris Rock got a cameo here and there. Chris Rock was doing American Express.
Eddie Murphy's homie.
Yeah, he's just, to me, I'm neutral with him. It's just like, if it sucked, if it was good, it's Chris Rock.
But who's gonna? I mean, but like, okay, who's bipolar Kanye, crackhead Lamar, titted Bruce? We've talked about all this before. Right. That's 10 years ago already. I mean, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
Well, maybe not the bipolar Kanye.
Yeah.
It's like 10 weeks ago.
But you know what I'm saying.
Red Care says I disagree. I thought the show was funny, not hilarious, but funny. What's up, Chief Rocker?
All right, Chief. Yeah, it was okay. Chris Rock, like I said, he's
Summertime ringing in my ears. You didn't think that was funny?
One of the bars for funny for me is, in 10 days, tell me something that was funny.
It was interesting. Like I said, I can't get past the fact that it was Chris Rock because he's gonna scream like he does. He's gonna make those faces like he does. He's gonna pace back and forth like he does, and it's just Chris Rock.
Yeah, and somebody said that on Facebook too. They mentioned about his pacing, and they like, "Nigga, be still." And I was saying the same thing, man. Like,
that's what he always did. That's what he always done, though.
I know it.
That's what I'm saying. He's gonna be Chris Rock. It's not. He gonna be funny. He gonna be bad.
Either be funny or be still. One of the two.
One or the other. Smoke a cigarette and sit down somewhere.
I like this. I'm gonna give him another compliment. I like the stage design.
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty dope.
Now, a funny moment though, and many funny moments I had. I don't know about y'all, but
let me hear some.
when they pan the camera, this ain't about it set, but when they pan the camera over to that white lady, she was like, that real, she was nervous as hell.
That's when you know something is horrible in regards to comedy. When you say, when they showed.
Right.
I got 2 pages. When he talked about addiction to attention, that was real. Everybody addicted to attention. So
I don't think
it's genuine, but it ain't funny.
Yeah,
it was funny.
That's you know what? I wrote that down because I thought it was a deep point.
Yeah.
Right, but it wasn't funny. It was deep, and he's right on it.
You know, with Chris Rock, for me, when it comes to a situation like that, he's just good at, like, I don't want to call him, I was about to say this earlier, but I don't want to call him a political comedian. He's one of those comedians where it's just like, he goes either way, and he's just going to give you what he gives you. Like, he doesn't have any kind of, like, dead set, hey, this going to, you know, gut buster. This is going to make you hee ha, whatever. But I don't think, I never sensed him to be like that.
I think this is a good point by Raider Kid. After what happened, we was expecting something hilarious and over the top. I think we got what we got was the funniest show that may be where the criticism comes from. Yeah.
Nah.
When he talked about,
I was expecting to laugh and I didn't.
Now, if I act like this next week, y'all gonna think I'm crazy.
Hey, make sure to check out Problematic channel.
And like Rocket was saying, it was about him telling a story and leaving a message. Yeah, but it has to be funny. If you want to leave a message, do a TED Talk.
I don't think, and that's why I told Ben at work, I don't think this was funny. I think it was more, I felt like even at the end, he looked like, maybe he was tired, but hell, he looked more upset. In anything, when they zoomed in, he looked like he was pissed off telling the joke. He was still pissed off because he had to relive.
And maybe he should have talked about it until now. So then
I think that's what happened. He saved this for the moment. He talking about he ain't gonna rant.
He waited almost a full year. Literally, the Oscars was.
It was. I mean,
it was a year.
It was a year. It was a week before. Well, I guess that's Sunday, but it was the week before the Oscars.
Now, when he did the R. Kelly versus MJ joke, I don't think that was funny either.
No, because I thought that was whack.
I mean,
Michael Jackson wasn't convicted of anything. Michael Jackson accusers has been proven to be liars. Michael Jackson has been drugged through the mud for nothing at all. The FBI investigated him. He's been exonerated twice, and then you lump him in with what is perceived as a true pedophile. False equivalency. Not funny.
Compared to his contemporaries, Dave Chappelle, Cat Williams, Bruce, I've always felt like there's some reason he's just not there. I'm just talking about comedy. His producing and his writing skills a bit better than his jokes. That was CJ. All right.
Hey man, well, maybe he should have produced this and wrote it.
And
somebody else done it, and it would be awesome. But those jokes did not land, man.
All right. Here's a question. Then. Here's a question. How would we rate? Dave Chappelle, Cat Williams,
Bruce,
Eddie,
Dale Crawford,
Chris Rock, Bruce. You put them last?
Chris Rock right in front of Mike Epps.
Ooh,
no, he's.
See, I don't even see. That's what I'm saying.
Come on, man.
Here's the thing about Chris Rock. I don't even put him.
You think Chris Epps is funnier than Chris Rock is funnier than Mike Epps, Ben?
Yes,
man, you're smoking.
Mike Epps is not that funny, man. He got one good line.
I'm telling you,
he is funny in the movies, but his stand-up is not that great, man. Come on.
This is if we got a show where Wilkes is the voice of reason, we got a fucking problem.
Hey, you're probably right. Yeah, I just like I said, I don't even put him in like I said, he's in that Snoop Dogg lane. He's in that Kevin Hart. Like, I can't lean toward. Oh, he's like this. Oh man, he's like that, or he's not like. He's in his own spectrum.
Yes,
like
Big Illinois, he is.
It's by
Cat
himself.
Williams better than Chris
I have
Rock.
literally laughed at funerals more than I laughed at this last special.
Thank you. Thank you.
Literally.
Me too.
And that's understandable.
Me too.
That's what Chris Rock's going to give you.
I just feel like I I don't know you guys anymore. I mean, like
I've laughed more in the shower than at Mike Epps.
Hey, I agree with that. Cat Williams I've laughed a Cat Williams special besides the last one.
Yeah, we all didn't like Cat Williams up last one too. Remember,
that was garbage.
He was
Mike
diluted.
Epps is funnier than Chris Rock.
Yeah, he is, CJ.
Name one stand up joke that Mike Epps did.
All of them.
I said name one. I didn't say all of them.
Shit, when the nigga talking about the old man driving the minivan in the parking lot, shit, that's funnier than anything Chris Rock said.
Hell, you people, what he in the damn car?
Yeah, thank you.
I
done said the wrong
Mike
shit.
Epps is hilarious. On stage, you suck.
Yeah, when Mike Epps said, I done said the wrong shit.
I done said the
That's funnier than anything Chris Rock said that whole night.
Exactly. At that table, he was like, so wait a minute.
All right, let's ask this question. What do you think he could have done better, dog?
Not had a fucking special. Yeah, that's what he could have done better.
I don't think anything because he's just Chris Rock. Like
I don't. If he would have did this 7 times, I think it would have been the same way. I don't think he would have.
Yeah, because it's Chris Rock.
Exactly. I think what y'all looking for was not going to happen regardless.
Exactly. That's why I've been saying he's not Chris Rock. I mean, he's going to be Chris Rock. It's just you're going to get.
If you could have done something different, you should have asked Mario Joyner to ask him to write.
It's like Chris. What I mean, wasn't he even the voice of Penny Hardaway, that little dog, the wooden dog?
I think so. Yeah,
that's what the Sprite commercial.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. He's Chris Rock. He's just gonna that voice, the look. What you getting?
He should have did another Madagascar.
Man.
Hell, even the damn zebra in Madagascar, they even drew him to look like they do most of them, but that really looked like Chris Rock. I mean, it was one of those things where it's just those are the
how
faces.
Appropriate a zebra.
Yeah, it's like what he is.
I've never seen Madagascar.
Oh, that's all right. I mean, you know,
I would say he looked old and young at the same time. I would say that
he looked very Pookie-esque.
He looked old and young at the same time.
He had
all right. Well, I mean. I guess we'll just end the show, Drop.
Yeah,
that's it.
Hold on. Somebody agree with me.
Yeah.
He says, I agree with Benton. Like I said,
I'm not saying he's horrible or he's good. He's
but
just
you guys make it sound like it was absolutely horrible. That's what they sounded like, but that's
I'm not. Oh, no, hold on, slow down. You give that.
I'm not saying he's terrible.
I'm not making it sound like it's horrible. It was.
It was shit. That's just what it is. It was steaming hot shit.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Mike Epps is not funny.
I did like this one.
He had a couple of one-liners. 45, 47. He got a couple of one-liners, but he ain't that. He is not funny.
How many years is that joke though?
It's old.
Okay, now
I remember.
In 20 years, come back and tell me one of them Chris Rock jokes from last night.
Thank you.
Matter of fact, I will. Let me put this date in my phone.
You know what? You ain't got to do in 20 years. This is what I want you to do. No joke. In a week, stop the show and go, remember this in the Chris Rock show? And you're not going to be able to do it. Unless you got it planned as we watch.
Y'all tweaking. Well, not. It's not y'all. I'm tweaking. Everybody else think Mike Epps is the funniest.
It ain't funny.
You know what?
I
think because even though I was in high school, but I think because of those Friday movies and the other movies that I can't remember because it's Mike Epps. I just think he was the comic because Chris Tucker had pretty much kind of disappeared at that point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Chris Tucker got saved.
Yeah, so I think
No, he ain't gotten saved yet.
You
got
need
saved
somebody
by Jackie
to.
Chan.
Yeah, I think Mike
saved by
Epps stepped
Jesus.
in
He got
that
saved
moment.
by Jackie Chan.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, just like with Cat Williams, I feel like Kevin Hart got big after Cat Williams kind of, had his thing going on, and I feel like that's when they had those moments where they just took off. But Chris Rock is just Chris Rock. I mean, like I said, he's good for an animation. He's good for a voiceover. He's got that narrated voice because they want to hear that scream, that pitch. It's just Chris Rock.
Yeah, he's good to get the shit slapped out of him. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just Chris Rock. I mean,
I went into this thinking this was gonna be funny.
I mean, no, there's no. I didn't think that because, like I said, even in SNL days, he was just Chris Rock. He wasn't really funny.
I was thinking, with I mean, yeah, you got this information, you got this incident that you could build your show around, and you use 10 minutes of it.
It's not him.
And you spend 40, 50 minutes talking about, oh shit.
That slap made him go to
I mean, yeah, we've been talking about looking for the black on baby's ears since when I was a teenager. That ain't no new shit.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
It don't have to be new. It don't have to be new.
Yeah. But it's gotta be funny if you're a comedian. It's gotta be funny though.
Why are we doing this right now? You got any ratings or anything? I know you normally got a Metacritic. I'm curious.
45% on Rotten Tomatoes. Okay. Now he did do well on IMDb. It was 7 out of 10. I consider that a pretty decent rating.
That's average.
Google users 83%.
Google's normally higher than most.
So
Say Chris Turner, probably.
He talking about Chris Tucker.
Got saved by them rush hour checks.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and when you're gonna drop the mic, have said something worth mic drop worthy, nigga. You ain't said nothing worthy of dropping no fucking mic.
Say something about how many dicks I'm gonna give this movie.
All right, would you guys watch another Chris Rock stand?
What?
Yeah,
I'd watch one, but
I wouldn't take one. I've seen Chris live and he killed it. Murdered.
I don't think that's Chris Rock. See, at least H-Rap is thinking there's a moment where he was funny. To me, it's just Chris Rock. Like.
I want to see Chris Rock live.
So check this out. Think about this Chris Rock special and think about the last Cat Williams special. Do y'all think it's something about it being a big Netflix deal that makes them a little bit more nervous than they normally would be?
I don't think so.
I think what happened is he sports analogy. You know when that coach tries to get too sexy with it and he tried to do trick plays and all that stuff. I think he thought I'm gonna not talk about this on purpose to the end and people were gonna love it. I think he tried to come up with something in it.
And he probably should have did the exact opposite.
It didn't work out.
He probably should have did the exact opposite, came out talking about the shit.
Right.
You know.
Because I
was on the edge of my seat the whole show because I was like, he gonna get to it eventually.
Now
he got to it the last.
Now if he could have masked the earlier content as Selective Rage or Selective Outrage, and then the last portion would be Selective Outrage. So maybe he was selective about his daughter doing whatever she was doing and calling the dean to get kicked out. Maybe he was upset about trying to, talk about finding a lawyer with his wife. Maybe that was a selective. Maybe that was but it's not. It's Chris Rock won't design it like that. He won't weave it back into his jokes like that. I don't think he does that.
Now you reminded me of all the horrible shit I forgot about the show. Some old unfunny shit.
He said, "I'm not sure if I'm getting ahead of what's coming next." But what do you guys think about how he addressed the elephant in the room? I think he addressed the incident very well. So that last 10 minutes, did y'all suckers like that?
Was it funny?
We saw
Yes, it was funny.
It's like
what was funny about it? Let me hear the funny part.
It's like Jimmy Kimmel at the Oscars, man. You're gonna get Jimmy Kimmel, man.
Okay, what was funny?
When he talked about Jada and Will and how they let their business out to everybody, I was like, that was funny. Who does that? Who says, hey, I slept with this dude? What do you think about it?
Okay, you know what? That was kind of funny.
I'm pulling out more funny stuff as we go along.
But here's
By the end of this, I can give it a 3.
He said, I was blowing this dude. What you think? That's when I went.
I don't. That's the thing. I don't think we're gonna get that kind of Chris Rock. Ben wants this like gut busting, ha ha ha. Like maybe not. I could be wrong, but I don't think Chris Rock's gonna give you that. Yeah, there's gonna be some chuckles. There's gonna be some. Oh man, I missed that. But it's just I don't
know. Hey, Wilkes is always hilarious. Honestly, he has one more shot with me, and I'm crossing him off my list.
He shouldn't even be on there. He shouldn't even be on the list. He shouldn't even be on there.
He's not top 5.
H-Rap, you remember that guy back in the 90s? Maybe it was, I don't know if it was the early 2000s or the Clinton period. You remember that guy on PBS that would dress in the like Uncle Sam costume and play the piano? And that's Chris Rock, like that political comedian. What was that guy's name?
I can't think his name, but I know what you're talking about. They would always play that.
Yes.
Hey, in Big Illinois, that wasn't even no comedy, and he was funnier than that shit. You're right.
Yeah, that what he was. Oh gosh. Yeah.
I'm listening though. My ears are on.
Yeah.
When he started talking about the Will Smith and Jada thing, what was that?
He's just Chris Rock.
10 minutes.
Well, I told you one already.
10 minutes.
Oh, so he talked for 10 minutes and you gave me one joke.
Hold on. I got notes.
Yeah.
When he says I got slapped by Suge Smith.
That was at the very beginning.
That wasn't funny.
Yeah, that wasn't funny.
That was the opener.
He said, okay. That's all I got.
I don't want no more rappers mad at me.
Jay-Z, that was toward
I don't want to play victim, and then he started playing victim. I don't want to be no victim. I ain't gonna come off like no victim, and then he start being the victim. He bigger than me. He took his shirt off.
Right. I'm wearing a sweater when I get open.
Sound like Skip Bayless said, "Oh man, I ain't score a lot of points because the coach didn't like me."
That's what she said.
Right.
I'm like A-Trap. This would have been better as a TED talk because he had stuff like Selective Outrage.
Right.
He could have led that into, how we're coming at stuff as a society with episodic diligence versus sustained progress. Typing the woke tweets on a phone made by child slaves. That wasn't funny. That was political. That was like, come on, you fucking idiots.
Let's compare this though.
Can't, because that's not in his house. That's not in his wheelhouse.
The same stuff y'all saying. Let's compare this to a Chappelle special. He does the same thing. He'll come in with some political stuff or come in with something
Chappelle, but he's got a different. He's got a different present. He's got a different present with it.
I'm sorry.
Like I said, even Chappelle is in his own.
Ali, I played Pookie.
Here's a sign when a comedian is on a roll, and even he knows what he's saying is funny.
Right.
How many times have you watched a quality comedy special and the comic at some point didn't stop and start laughing at his own joke?
Right.
Like, man, that was good. Like,
and the most Chris Rock did was a couple of times. Right. He didn't even crack himself up.
Nigga touche.
like that lame joke. I'll buy some $20 yoga pants and say nigga.
Yeah.
Nigga, please.
It's Chris Rock, man.
I got
give you what he give you.
So what?
Don't nobody care about your political statements. Oh man, stop, man.
I was honestly waiting for this episode because I heard mixed reviews on the comedy special, but after watching this, I ain't even gonna bother.
Go ahead and watch it.
You should still watch it.
If you watch it,
have an hour to play with your son.
If you watch it, have Pornhub in the background.
And if you don't have Netflix, you know what to do, CJ.
Wait on your son to tell a joke. Like, check him up and he's going to make a crazy face and then you're going to laugh. And that's exactly how many times you're going to laugh at me.
You're right. Don't do it. Don't watch it. Don't do it.
Blow on his stomach, he's going to laugh. He's going to laugh.
Like I said, I didn't know he even had a special. I didn't even know he had a special until after the weekend. I didn't hear anything about it. Didn't even. I mean,
this
didn't
this
even
got to
hear
be a
advertising.
first.
Hey
Me
y'all,
versus the three of y'all.
don't fight in front of white people. See, it wasn't funny, was it? But he dropped the mic after that shit.
He was upset though.
But he dropped the mic after that though.
Oh, he threw that motherfucker.
Yeah, he slammed it. He
Like he had
spiked
done
the
some
ball.
shit.
That's
Like he had really done shit
Because he's still upset about Will Smith not apologizing to him directly.
I think he did himself a disservice by not
But Will
talking
Smith
about
done
it
reached
until
out
now.
to him.
He even said it. He even said it. He acted like he needed a direct apology, but he's not
But
getting
Will
it.
Smith done reached out to him and he done turned
did.
down.
And then he
So
exactly.
he can't be upset at that shit.
He said he wasn't answering the calls.
The last 10 minutes was
Come
slim.
on. Slow down. Who
What's
friend
up,
is
Will?
Robert Hubbard, man?
Look at his
Mine.
last name, Hubbard.
It's yours? Yeah, he trying
Mine.
to support his homeboy Ben. Yeah.
Ben Hubbard.
He watched it and he realized
nothing
that the last
hilarious
10 minutes
about
was
this.
funny.
Okay.
He wasn't nothing hilarious
Okay,
about
watch
it.
this. Watch this. Watch this. One of the last jokes Richard Pryor told on Live at the Sunset Strip in 1981 was, "Y'all keep hollering, y'all love me. I saw what y'all was doing." And he struck a match, said, "This Richard Pryor running down the street." You see how dogs start laughing? Now you can send me a Chris Rock joke and then see if I laugh. You talking about 42 years ago.
He should have went on Will and Jada.
It would have been. That's right. It'd have been much better.
It was a rant comic. It's a rant comedy. It's all it is.
Yeah, that was how he closed the show. He said that.
Yeah,
and he slammed the mic down.
I mean, he was really upset. I mean, you can see
trying
this.
to get reasons. They're trying to get a reason why he didn't respond, why he didn't fight back, why he didn't say something. That ain't why.
The selective outrage is only toward the end of the entire set. That's why I said he's not the comic to weave in the story about his daughter and weave in the story about his mom and the women he's trying to date or whatever. He doesn't know how to weave all that back.
When he talked about the victim mentality and he talked about whites, like, how y'all got victim mentality?
Hey man, it was true. It ain't funny.
It doesn't.
It was funny because it's true.
Funny for me is not. I think Ben's funny is different from our funny.
That's
I think Ben,
like. Obviously,
it's got to be more of like Ben's looking for that. Okay, well, I gotta. Oh man, that was pretty good. I got you there, but
that was quick.
Like, but he's not that. He's not that comic.
Okay, you know
and
what?
I think Dawson and A-Trap's funny is like he said, Red Fox funny, Flip
Robert
Wilson
Schimmel.
funny.
Like I remember,
those
back in 1991, Robert Schimmel had just had a heart attack. He did his comedy special. He said, "Hey man, the American Heart Association need to update their pamphlets, and they need to be more direct." Me and my wife was reading this. And it said no anal sex, and he was like, "Giving or receiving." That was funny. Chris Rock ain't funny.
Hold on, when he this is a touchy subject.
I think Ben has a different.
Abortions is a touchy subject. When he said, "I get so many abortions, I got a punch card, I get a free smoothie," I was like, that was funny.
That was kind of nasty to me.
I mean, it was nasty, but it was funny.
I can't say funny. I think for Chris Rock, it's like this
but
is what I'm
he
dealing with.
recycled his own joke with that.
Yeah.
Because in Bring the Pain, he said he paid for more. He didn't pay for more student loans than the national debt. It's the same joke.
Yeah, he's Chris Rock. That's what
So
you get.
Hey man, me personally,
it wasn't fresh.
He was lacking creativity.
He's not going to be fresh. He's never going to be fresh.
I think Will told him before this, "Hey man, cut that out. Don't do that no more." And one thing I did find funny about this, that he never said Jada Pinkett. He never said those two words. He kept his wife's name out his mouth.
Oh, he did.
I will.
Right. Nah. and like I said,
Ben has that California old Ellen DeGeneres funny mentality. He probably doesn't laugh hard.
Right.
But Ellen is funnier than Chris Rock to me.
Ellen is funny.
Yeah. No.
You listen to some of her stand up. It's quirky.
Very
it's funny.
smart.
Yeah, exactly.
He was reaching because of fear of slap.
He's not that common. He's in his Chris Rock, like I said, he's in his own spectrum. Nobody, I don't know anybody that does it the way Chris Rock does. It's his own thing.
Well, Doc, you got anything else in your stinky notes?
That was funnier than anything Chris Rock said.
That's.
I want to know. You got anything?
And look, and then look.
Now that's it. I mean, this is probably you saw how. I mean, look how much blank space I got on this motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
Just look at all that blank space, man.
This is half a page.
Yeah, we done.
We finished.
Y'all finished or y'all done?
Yeah.
And then I thought he was going to go in the whole entire episode. I ain't gonna lie. That's all I'm trying to hear about. I don't care about nothing else.
Yeah.
I do feel bad for the people that was there and paid for that.
Me too. Because they worked all week.
I would not. I agree with that. I would not pay for that. No,
see, well, it wasn't funny.
I don't pay for a lot of. I don't pay for nothing though.
No.
If it's funny,
I'm not paying to go to no comedy show.
That is a fantastic benchmark.
Period.
You got it, Matrix. You got it, Matrix. You got it, Matrix. Because if it was funny, you'd pay for it.
Because again, he has a different
I'm cheap as
idea
hell. I don't pay for
funny.
a lot of stuff.
Look, Ben.
I tell y'all every week. I get every email to get to watch the damn shows.
Look, Ben. Here's the get down right here. Look. Back in the 90s, right after Friday whenever Friday came out, Chris Tucker came to the Chicago theater. I paid for it. I ain't even watched this free one because that one was horrible.
I'm telling you.
I wouldn't pay for Chris Rock, and I wouldn't watch this free one. And I'm glad I gave that man that sleeve that week.
Because Chris Tucker was on that wave. What was it? That one with oh gosh, I can't think of his name now. It was Charlie Sheen.
Jackie Chan.
Charlie
Sheen. Jackie Chan, but I think Mo Money or something, whichever one he had with. Yeah, but he was on that wave.
He was in the movie Foxy Brown or whatever.
Yeah, he was just on that wave, and it was just like Chris Tucker. That burns out sometimes, or it keeps going. So,
yes, sir. I mean, it's not illegal. I'm just sharing passwords. That ain't illegal.
Don't let him tell you what he's doing. He go, well, just get you an email.
Right. We was on the edge of our seats the entire time. I agree with that. He had an opportunity to really make waves.
Absolutely.
Would have become legendary.
Absolutely.
He did miss an opportunity. I agree with that. He could have kicked the door in and just talked about it the entire hour. He could have.
I was like, if I leave,
decided to get choked.
Yeah.
He decided
It was one. And now, unless he meant that selective outrage for him, so it's like all that earlier.
No.
Whatever. And then now I'm upset. It's not. But like I said.
What's coming up on the end of the bench tomorrow?
Hey, hold on. Whoa. Pause.
Just a minute.
This dude is garbage.
Man, forget y'all Negroes, except me. Ready, Kev? I'm on your side.
Way too critical.
Y'all are way too critical.
2 fingers, one word, homeboy.
All right.
Elbows and souls.
Wow.
Maybe the shortest show.
Yeah, I think that speaks volumes.
I think Doc's ready to sign off.
Hey man,
I ain't never seen him like that before. Normally he like leaning in.
Hey, he said, nope. But see, when I was doing Alice, I got crucified. Really?
All right. Final thoughts. Mike rating. We can go to A-Trap first.
Yes, sir.
I'm frozen.
Final thoughts on Mike rating.
I'm frozen.
You ain't frozen.
Yeah, you froze in fear. Yes. Frozen.
Hey man. In regards to comedy, I would give it 1 Mike. Content, I give it like 2.5. So that means like 1.5 stars.
Mike's.
Yeah. It's kind of middle of the road. That's not even middle of the road. It's just kind of
Wow.
Which is
okay. Below average.
But that's
I'll
wrong.
never watch it
That's
again.
well below average. That's trash. That's trash average.
Yeah, there it is. Trash.
Even if I'm with a motherfucker on a date that want to watch it, I'm like, let's watch something else. Shit, I ain't finna sit up here and watch that. And if I am, I'm gonna be rubbing on thighs and shit.
Everybody's trying to leave.
And here's the crazy thing.
I'm hungry
Had
anyway.
this never been recommended, I wouldn't even watch it. Because it's just Chris Rock. I mean, Chris Rock.
Man, that dinner show smell good, babe. I'll be there.
Well, see, that's what happened to what's his name? Oh gosh, I can't.
Eddie Murphy is your friend.
Think of that guy's name, but it was one of those. I can't think of his name, but he kind of came and went too, and it was just like that stuff doesn't last long because you're not really okay. You're not funny. Amy Schumer found out the hard way.
She wasn't funny from the jump.
Not funny. All that
Chris Rock supports Amy Schumer.
It was not funny.
Wow.
Chris Rock supports Amy Schumer.
That's
with
what
her
I'm saying.
Chris O'Neal joke still in behind.
And you can't, right. And that you can't sustain that. That runs out quick.
But to me, man, listen, Mike thoughts. Mike's a final. This is a perfect example of how mediocre comedy has become. People want to continue to blame it on this cancel culture and all this and that. No, if you're funny, you're funny. Bruce still funny. Lavelle Crawford still funny. We can go down to Michael Collier still funny. We can go through chapter, book, and verse of comedians who are still funny. This dude, Earthquake is still funny. This dude,
that was just 30 minutes.
These ain't jokes.
Right. This dude is out of touch. Yeah. And Wilkes was ready to use the C word, but I asked him not to. But I'm gonna say it, he'd be cooning for white folks. Yeah. Because ain't no black. How you gonna say it's harder to fit into a white family than a black family? Yeah. We ain't got no hate groups. Right.
That was fun. That part was funny when he was like whatever her name was, Dorothy or whatever, was sitting at the table. He was like, give me time.
Ain't nobody finna diss.
It was like what for me, it was like watching what's that the Asian lady, she's got 3 of them now on Netflix.
Cho, her last name Cho.
Yeah, it was the same way when I was watching hers. It was just like
she did a stand-up pregnant. To me, that was come on, man.
Nah,
all right, just shout out to JP Justice. Thank you for tuning in. He said Selective Outrage was not funny, and I'm a comedian. Marlon Wayans was way funny. I think he got a stand up too, and some more. Side note, some more has a stand up.
More's funny. Marlon
Maybe we do that. Maybe we do that.
She may have just submitted herself as the funniest female comedian of all time with this.
All right, we
see, that's what I'm saying, man. I ain't trying to hit this.
I don't think.
Yeah, culture. No.
He's like, even what's his name? One of his alumni. He used to hang out with Chris Farley. I can't think of the guy's name.
I know who you're talking about.
David Spade. He's the same. He's the same way. He's got his own lane. That's just what he does. You can always count on David Spade to be David Spade. That's just weird. And I felt like that with Chris Rock. I just, he's neither good or bad. It's kind of like, it's Chris Rock.
All right, what's your rating?
I have to give it 1 mic. You know what? I'm not gonna even mic it. It's 0. I'm not gonna even mic it.
All I need is 1 mic.
Not gonna even mic it.
We would have been better off talking about tuna tartare and beef tartare.
See, that's funny.
Well, you giving it 0?
Because that is coming from a place of, man, really?
You really giving it 0 mics?
Yeah, I'm going 0 mics.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Because he's just not, like I said, had nobody mentioned this to me, had my friend not sent me that link where he went into his Selective Outrage, I wouldn't have known anything about this.
Yeah, I would have come across it.
3 jokes for 3 out of 10.
You do a lot better than me because I like seriously. I didn't know till Monday until Ben mentioned it. Didn't know he had one. I was like,
and the after show was funny because they had Arsenio, JB Smooth, Kareem, David Spade. All right, Doc. What do you?
1 mic.
See, I gave him a half.
No fanfare.
Yeah.
1 mic.
I can't mic it. 0.
All I'm killing this.
And we done watch some bad shit on here. Even
We
some
have.
shit I done defended. We done watch some bad shit on the Forecast. And this is about to be the worst rated show
ever. Ever. Big on Noise says 2. I'm gonna give it a 3.
Now that
What?
Now that shit's funny.
Yeah. He's
Wait,
just trying to fight back, Will.
What I say? What I say?
Wow. 3?
Yeah. I mean, me and Reddy Kev right there. We seeing eye to eye.
Yeah, coming up tomorrow on the end of the bench.
Yeah, what's up tomorrow?
Wrap it up.
On the end of the bench.
You can't say that.
Hey, it's a war going on outside. Nobody's safe. It is a they're using white nationalists are using they're using apartheid tactics now. They are trying to take over the state of Mississippi. 3.75 but out of 10. But this not 10 mics, 5.
He said 3.75. That is the most precise rating I have ever. No, that was my true rating.
Exactly, Keisha.
That was my true rating.
He gave that safe nigga shit.
Hey, that's like some pity pussy, Wilkes. That's what you gave.
Oh, man, cut the show, man. Cut the show.
Yeah, there's nobody want no pity pussy.
Oh God! Here go your $2, William.
Go ahead, A-Trap.
My last $2. All right.
Close it out,
yeah. Keep us out. Listen for dog whistles, things like states' rights. They're trying to institute a apartheid system in the state of Mississippi, and just like that situation I told y'all about a year ago with Roe versus Wade, if this passes in Mississippi, it will be coming to a state near you. So I'm gonna talk about that. We need to pay more attention to corporate entities, and again back to the HB 1020 and an 80% black city. They are attempting to create a judicial system that is above the current system, filled with all white nationalists.
I think I've heard this.
Yeah. So gotta watch out for it, man.
You're right, Golden. Somebody wants something. I don't want it.
I'm good.
All right. Queen, 3, and King.
Tomorrow, the great Donovan on Queen, 3, and King tomorrow. Radio personality of Sports Radio 1310, The Ticket, 96.7 FM. Homegrown Donovan Lewis will be on the show. So that ought to be a fun one. We'll just chop it up with him. And you don't want to miss it, especially coming off the heels of this Calvin Watkins fiasco from last week.
Oh God!
So
man,
do not want to miss this.
Y'all would have loved to have seen the BS3 Network group chat from that night, overnight. Yeah. Rihanna
has the Navy, Beyonce has the Beehive, and Queen, 3, and King has the Guard, the Royal Guard, because they came after his ass.
Man.
Wow.
Man. But yeah, that'll be a good one tomorrow. And man, Donovan, that dude is so down to earth, man. I've seen him on a bunch of other podcasters that I'm friends with. All right, so you see scrolling down at the bottom of the screen, make sure to subscribe to BSU Network, Queen, 3, and King, the Forecast, and End of the Bench Media, so that you can be on top of all the content.
And send all news to the fan page.
All right,
not for me. It's for Beauty of the Week. Sorry.
Yeah, ain't no Beauties of the Week this week. Next week, we will do Woman King, which is now available as the HBO.
Probably anywhere now.
Netflix.
Even the bootlegs is
What's
good.
surprising? What's that?
Even the bootlegs is good now. Shit, you can get it anywhere.
I know Viola Davis got that same walk, like she upset all the time.
She got that limp,
that
man.
Same stroll.
Yeah. So Women King, then Black Panther 2, and then I think we can do some more, and then I think Marlon got a new. Marlon's stand-up is sneaky funny though, man.
We're gonna have to work in a throwback before we get there.
Right.
Hey, I'm gonna be sick that week we do tomorrow because I'll watch.
I'll be on
vacation. Watch Chris Rock first.
Yeah, you will be on vacation.
No, I'll watch Chris Rock again before I watch Marlon.
Oh no.
Wow. It's really bad then in your eyes.
I'm gonna miss the Woman King because I'll be on vacation. I mean, I'll be at home maybe, but I don't know. I can't call it.
Don't give me the
I
line.
love it. He sound like somebody, Uncle. I can't call it. You got it, baby.
Yeah, you good, Wilkes, man. Enjoy your vacation. We may get a sub.
Hey, maybe you can have some stand-in. Yeah, you get somebody.
We'll get a sub in for next week.
You get Chris Rock to do it.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm enjoy my vacay.
I bet you Netflix didn't say, "Oh, wasn't that funny? We're not gonna pay you as much."
No, Netflix. It was a hit for them.
But
everybody's watching it.
But Netflix and Sony have a contract.
Netflix is not upset by this.
Yeah,
I promise you.
Yeah, just y'all niggas.
Yeah. Netflix, don't trust me. They gonna make their money.
They already did.
They gonna make Netflix. Oh,
yeah.
Well,
I think gonna watch it again tonight.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because it's
still gonna be Kev watching it right now, giving it another view.
Trust me.
All right. Well, the shortest show in Fourcast history. A-Trap.
Hey man, thank y'all for tuning in. Don't watch Chris Rock. Don't watch Chris Rock. And if I owe you some laughs, I ain't got it. And if you need it, don't get it from Rock.
I'm gonna go make some chocolate chip cookies.
Damn.
Chocolate chip tartare.
Remember when Chris Rock said
good night.